After 65, how natural fruits can quietly revive a man's vitality. After the age of 65, a man's body begins to shift, not loudly, not suddenly, but in quiet, deep ways. Testosterone levels dip, blood circulation weakens, desire may wane. Intimacy starts to feel more like memory than possibility. Many accept these changes as natural, even inevitable. But here's the truth: the body never truly gives up. It only needs the right kind of nourishment to remember itself again. And sometimes that nourishment doesn't come in the form of expensive pills or complex hormone therapies, but in something far simpler: fruit. Yes, natural, vibrant, healing fruit. Red grapes, papaya, cherries, cranberries, ordinary to the eye, yet quietly capable of reopening the doors to vitality, sensuality, and emotional connection, doors many thought had closed for good. Why fruit? Because it holds a cocktail of nutrients that match the exact needs of the aging male body. Red grapes, rich in resveratrol, help relax blood vessels and boost circulation to sensitive regions, enhancing erection capacity naturally without strain. Papaya delivers vitamin C, E, and the enzyme papain, which reduce inflammation and support the body's own testosterone production, something men over 60 sorely need. Cherries, loaded with anthocyanins and melatonin, promote restful sleep essential for hormonal balance and stimulate both the nervous and circulatory systems, rekindling desire and energy. And cranberries? They're a blessing for the urinary tract and kidneys, organs directly tied to male vitality and libido. Unlike synthetic drugs that carry risks to the heart, liver, or kidneys, these fruits nourish rather than pressure. They support not just sexual health, but overall well-being: heart, brain, digestion, immunity, even skin. More importantly, incorporating fruit into a daily routine becomes an act of quiet empowerment, a man saying to his own body, "I am still alive. I still deserve to feel." Each spoonful of papaya, each red grape popped into the mouth, each glass of cherry juice becomes a gentle ritual of reconnection, a way to remember that vitality is not gone, just waiting to be invited back. And in that process, a man doesn't just regain his strength, he regains his self-respect, his quiet pride, and the sacred intimacy with himself that no age should ever take away. Because the truth is, your body is still listening. Give it the right nourishment, and it just might answer back. Red grapes, reawakening the flow of life in the autumn of age. At an age when many begin to quietly accept the body slowing down, emotions cooling off, and intimacy growing distant, red grapes, a fruit so often overlooked, emerge as a quiet ally, gently reviving what once seemed lost. After over 3 decades of working with older men, I've witnessed a recurring pattern. Patients walking into my clinic with a subtle yet deep sorrow, diminished desire, cold limbs, unexplained fatigue, and a distant numbness when looking at their longtime partner. Over and over, I've seen these stories repeat, until I realized blood circulation, not age alone, was the forgotten root of many struggles we too easily blame on time. And that realization brought red grapes into the spotlight. This isn't about expensive medicine or high-tech therapies. Red grapes, with their radiant color and soft sweetness, hold within their skins a mighty compound, resveratrol, an antioxidant hailed by modern science as a miracle for microcirculation. Resveratrol doesn't just protect blood vessel walls from damage, it helps them expand, improves their elasticity, and allows blood to flow freely again to the heart, the brain, the hands and feet, and yes, to the genitals too. When blood stops flowing well, you feel it: cold feet in the morning, foggy thoughts, dulled emotions, and awkward or absent moments of intimacy. Many assume it's all hormone-related, but in truth, the blood that once nourished these places simply stopped arriving. And in those moments, a red grape is not just a fruit, it's a key, a signal, a quiet reawakening of life. For men, resveratrol has been shown to boost levels of nitric oxide, a critical molecule that relaxes blood vessels and supports natural erections. Unlike performance-enhancing drugs that strain the heart, resveratrol works with the body, encouraging it to restore its own flow, gently and sustainably. The result? Not just stronger sexual function, but lower risk of cardiovascular disease, the silent killer of so many aging men. For women, red grapes are no less magical. As estrogen declines post-menopause, blood flow to the pelvic region slows. The result? Dryness, lowered sensitivity, and decreased pleasure. Red grapes, eaten daily, help reignite circulation to the pelvis, enhancing warmth, sensitivity, and ease during intimacy. More than that, this gentle shift often sparks emotional reconnection, reminding women that they are still desirable, still vibrant, and still worthy of joy. I remember a couple in their 70s who came into my clinic. The wife worried that her husband had given up, while he admitted feeling useless, no longer moved by the touch of the woman he had loved for decades. They didn't want pills. They wanted something real, something natural to help them find what had faded. I suggested a few small lifestyle changes, one of them being a bowl of red grapes a day. 3 months later, they returned, hand in hand, smiling with a quiet glow. All they said was, "We found what we thought was lost." Oh, that wasn't a miracle. That was what happens when the body is listened to, when it's nourished with kindness, not forced into silence. You don't need a mountain of grapes. Just a small bowl a day, 20 to 30 fresh red grapes, is enough to offer your body a meaningful dose of resveratrol to gently revive your circulatory rhythm. If fresh grapes aren't available, opt for unsweetened red grape juice or raisins in moderation, as they contain more natural sugars. The key is consistency, because the flow of life needs time and rhythm to return. Red grapes aren't magic, but in a world obsessed with quick fixes and prescriptions, they represent something far more radical, a return to nature, to simplicity, to a kind of care rooted in patience and trust. They remind us that circulation isn't just about blood, it's about energy, emotion, and connection. And at any age, you deserve to live in that flow, warm, open, alive. Let red grapes be your daily ritual. Not a task, not a treatment, but a small, sacred act of love. A moment to say to your body, "I still believe in you. I still choose you. Let's begin again." Cranberries, the silent guardian of your kidneys, bladder, and intimacy after 60. Some fruits aren't made to impress at first glance, but to quietly serve human health in the most steadfast way. In the world of healing fruits, cranberries are a perfect example. Small, tart, often dismissed as a side dish in Western meals, they carry within them a treasure chest of benefits, especially for those in their 60s and beyond. For the kidneys, the bladder, the circulatory system, and even the emotional landscape of intimacy, cranberries are a quiet revolution waiting to be rediscovered. As we grow older, our organs slow down. The kidneys filter blood less efficiently, urine lingers longer in the bladder, bacteria find it easier to invade. Urinary tract infections, especially in women, become more frequent. And while these infections may seem like minor nuisances, they chip away at daily comfort, causing burning pain, frequent nighttime urination, fatigue, poor sleep, and worst of all, creating a subtle but powerful barrier between partners. One small dull ache in the lower abdomen can be enough to shut down all desire for intimacy, reinforcing isolation and emotional distance. This is where cranberries step in, not loudly, but effectively. Their unique compound, proanthocyanidins type A, PACA, acts like a microscopic shield. Instead of killing bacteria like antibiotics, which often cause resistance, PAC-A prevents E. coli, the main culprit in 80% of urinary infections, from sticking to the bladder lining. Without a foothold, the bacteria get flushed out naturally. This gentle yet effective defense avoids the antibiotic resistance trap and keeps the urinary tract clean and resilient. But cranberries don't stop there. They also support kidney function, enhancing toxin removal, stabilizing blood pressure, and balancing fluid levels. In men, well-functioning kidneys help regulate nitric oxide, a vital molecule that keeps blood vessels relaxed and supports natural erections. Here again, cranberries play their quiet role, reinforcing the foundations of sexual health from within. For postmenopausal women, hormonal shifts can lead to dryness, increased sensitivity, and a higher risk of infections. A daily glass of pure cranberry juice not only helps cleanse the urinary tract, but also restores pH balance in the vaginal area, bringing ease, confidence, and greater comfort during intimacy. Many women have described a sense of coming back to life after including cranberries in their diet, not just from the relief of better urination, but from the emotional awakening that comes with physical comfort and restored self-trust. Beyond the urinary system, cranberries are packed with vitamin C, quercetin, and anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that slow cellular aging, boost immunity, help regulate blood sugar, and protect heart health. These benefits are subtle but cumulative, helping older adults not only live longer, but live better, fuller, deeper, more vibrantly in the time they have. The best part? Cranberries are easy to incorporate. No need for expensive supplements. Just a small handful of dried cranberries on your morning oatmeal, a glass of unsweetened juice with lunch, or a sprinkle of berries on your evening salad is enough to build a quiet yet powerful shield around your kidneys and bladder. That said, a few precautions. Always choose unsweetened products too much. Added sugar can spike blood glucose, especially in those managing diabetes or weight. And for people on blood thinners, talk to your doctor first. High doses of cranberry may slightly impact blood clotting. In the end, cranberries aren't a miracle drug. They won't create overnight change, but they are a steadfast ally, a fruit that whispers healing rather than shouts. If you're willing to give your body small, steady care, cranberries will respond by restoring flow of health, of emotions, of connection, especially the kind that aging can sometimes make us forget. A small fruit, a gentle shift. But sometimes that's all it takes to begin a whole new chapter. And maybe that chapter won't just be about staying alive, but feeling alive again. Papaya, reawakening vitality, the golden fruit of later life. Crossing into our 60s, the body begins to shift in quiet yet profound ways. Energy no longer overflows as it did in youth. Strength wanes, and those tender, intimate moments with a beloved partner can feel like distant memories. Many quietly accept this, believing that fading vitality is simply part of aging. But that's not entirely true. Nature, ever generous, continues to offer us healing gifts, not in expensive pills or faraway clinics, but right at our tables in the form of simple, familiar fruits. And among them, papaya stands out, a golden ally that gently reawakens the life force many assume has gone dormant. Papaya isn't just soft and sweet, it's a powerhouse of nourishment, rich in vitamins A, C, and E. It delivers potent antioxidants that slow aging, protect cells, and fortify immunity. But beyond glowing skin and sharper eyesight, these nutrients also influence hormone production and blood circulation, two foundations of sexual vitality and sustained energy in later life. One of papaya's hidden superpowers lies in papain, a natural enzyme that aids digestion by breaking down proteins efficiently. For older adults, this means better nutrient absorption, less bloating, and relief from sluggish digestion. But papain goes further. It reduces inflammation, supports circulation, and lightens the burden on the endocrine system. This, in turn, helps rebalance hormones, especially testosterone in men and estrogen in women. I recall a man named Mr. Hong, a retired high school teacher at 68, who came to me defeated. He couldn't sleep, felt drained, and had lost interest in intimacy despite sharing deep love with his wife. He'd tried supplements and even hormone therapy, but nothing seemed to help. After ruling out serious health concerns, I offered a surprisingly simple suggestion. Eat a bowl of ripe papaya each morning, paired with unsweetened Greek yogurt. Skeptical, he gave it a try. Just 3 weeks later, he returned, smiling like a new man. He was sleeping better, waking up clear-headed, and, as he bashfully shared, "My wife says I've come back to life." Mr. Hoang's story isn't rare. As the adrenal glands, the body's stress and sex hormone regulators begin to tire with age, papaya offers a soothing touch. It gently supports adrenal recovery while improving blood flow to critical areas, including the pelvic region. In men, this means better testosterone balance, improved stamina, and enhanced erectile response, not through instant stimulation, but through steady, restorative nourishment. Papaya doesn't jolt the body, it nourishes it, quietly and consistently. For women, regular papaya consumption helps ease vaginal dryness and enhances tissue elasticity by supporting estrogen balance and pelvic circulation. These changes not only make intimacy more comfortable, but also restore a sense of self-love and closeness with a partner emotionally as much as physically. And then there's the emotional shift. When digestion thrives, hormones are balanced, and blood flows freely, the mind relaxes, stress eases, sleep deepens. Many people report fewer mood swings, calmer days, and, perhaps most beautifully, a gentle rekindling of desire, not just for sex, but for affection, for connection, for being touched and cherished again. And all of this doesn't come from a lab. It comes from something as humble as a slice of fruit, found in any local market. One ripe papaya cut, sprinkled lightly with salt, savored slowly, can feel like plugging your body back into its own quiet power source. Papaya's beauty lies not only in its effect, but in its simplicity. No fancy preparation is needed. A few slices each morning, 30 minutes before or after breakfast, can do wonders. Blend it into a smoothie with banana and almond milk. Toss it into an afternoon fruit salad. However you enjoy it, what matters most is consistency, sending your body a clear message. I still choose to live with strength, joy, and fullness. Growing older does not mark the end of intimacy or vitality. It opens a new chapter, one of deeper awareness, slower rhythms, and greater meaning. And papaya, in its golden softness, may be one of the keys to opening that door naturally, gently, and lovingly. Cherries. Awakening intimacy in the golden years. When it comes to reigniting intimacy after 60, few would imagine the answer lies in something as simple as a small, red, sweet tart fruit, often treated as a mere dessert cherries. Yet behind their tender flavor and inviting appearance is a quiet biological power, especially for those longing to reconnect both physically and emotionally in the later chapters of life. Cherries aren't just food. They are a bridge between physical wellness and emotional rebirth, a connection many forget is still possible as they grow older. Over the years, as a men's health specialist, I've worked with countless couples in their 60s and beyond. Many of them still share deep affection and mutual respect, but somewhere along the way, physical closeness faded. They can't explain why the hugs no longer stir them, why hands no longer reach for each other at night, or why the heart still loves while the body grows distant. And in searching for an answer, I discovered something unexpectedly powerful: cherries. What sets cherries apart is their high concentration of anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that calm inflammation and enhance vascular health. As we age, our blood vessels, especially the smaller, more delicate ones, lose elasticity. Blood flow slows, especially to areas like the brain, heart, and pelvis. This subtle stagnation leads to fatigue, aches, and most quietly, a loss of arousal, sensation, and pleasure during intimacy. Anthocyanins help relax blood vessels and stimulate the production of nitric oxide, a critical compound for vascular dilation and blood flow. For men, this can mean firmer, more reliable erections without relying on medications. For women, improved pelvic circulation enhances sensitivity, natural lubrication, and reduces discomfort, all essential ingredients for comfortable, fulfilling intimacy. But cherries don't stop at the physical. Their impact on the mind is just as profound. They're rich in natural melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. And restful sleep is deeply intertwined with emotional well-being, hormonal balance, and the capacity to connect with a partner. When sleep deepens, testosterone and estrogen stabilize, stress hormones decline, and emotional clarity returns, laying the foundation for genuine affection to re-emerge. I'll never forget a couple from Oregon, both in their late 62nd, who came to me after years of emotional silence. There was no bitterness, no blame, just a numbness that settled in. The wife described it as two old friends sharing a roof, not lovers sharing a life. After hearing me speak about the power of cherries, they decided half-jokingly to eat a few each night before bed. Weeks passed. Then came their message: "We're sleeping better, we're talking more, and our hugs feel real again. No fireworks, no sudden passion, just a tender warmth that had quietly returned." What I love most about cherries isn't just the biology, it's the metaphor. Soft but strong, tiny but transformative. Eating a cherry takes time. You must pause, remove the pit, savor it slowly. In that moment of stillness, something awakens. A memory, a longing, a softness. The act of eating becomes an invitation to feel again, a gentle re-entry into presence. For older adults, intimacy can no longer rely on youthful spontaneity or sheer physical drive. It requires intention, attention, and emotional intelligence. And cherries, with their quiet potency, support that process. They don't force you to feel. They simply prepare the body to receive feeling again with safety, with grace, and without pressure. Few people know that cherries also help lower uric acid levels, offering natural relief for gout, a common ailment in older adults. This means less joint pain, more mobility, and more ease in physical closeness. Because in intimacy, comfort is not a luxury, it's a foundation. But perhaps most important is what a bowl of cherries represents: choice. When you sit down with a bowl of cherries each evening, you're not just nourishing your body, you're sending yourself a quiet but powerful message. I'm still here. I still care. You're choosing gentle action over resignation. You're choosing love toward your body, your partner, and your life. So, if you've ever believed that intimacy fades with age, look again at the cherries in your hand. They're not just fruit. They're a soft-spoken reminder that you still deserve to be loved, to be touched, to be fully alive. And sometimes, all it takes to unlock that truth is one cherry and a heart willing to believe that something beautiful still awaits. And then, as the golden light of dusk settles softly on your silver-streaked hair, you find yourself sitting in front of a bowl of cherries, not as a fleeting dessert, but as a symbol of something far deeper: the choice to live more fully, the choice to fall in love with yourself again. No more excuses like, "I'm too old for this." No more quiet resignation as the body slips into silence. Instead, what returns slowly but steadily is feeling, is touch, is the warmth of breath beside the one you love. And it all begins with one simple act: placing a cherry on your tongue and letting it remind you you are still alive, truly alive. I have witnessed people in their 72nd, even 82nd, transform their emotional and physical lives with nothing more than the quiet discipline of small, consistent acts. There is no miracle drug that can revive a heart that has gone numb, unless we ourselves begin to rekindle the flame within. And a cherry, modest, sweet, and quietly powerful, can be that gentle spark, awakening a heart that once believed it had run out of love. You don't have to wait until you feel young enough to begin again. You only have to be willing to live honestly with your needs, your feelings, and your deepest desires. Remember this: intimacy is never the privilege of the young. It is the right to feel at any age, in any body. And if you give yourself permission to step toward that light again, the cherry will be your quiet companion, supporting you from within, gently and naturally, because healing doesn't always come in thunderclaps. Sometimes it arrives in whispers, in a cherry a day, in a quiet belief that you are still worthy of love and worthy of loving more deeply than ever before. So tonight, instead of letting the evening pass in silence, begin again with something tender. Choose a cherry. Let it be your first step back home to yourself through love, through vitality, and through the quiet courage of never giving up on what it means to truly be alive.